The precise evolutionary history of dogs is somewhat unclear. Contrary to conventional wisdom, it can be said with confidence that dogs are not descended from the gray wolf species that exists today, but from an unknown and extinct wolf ancestor. Today's dogs and gray wolves are of the same species and can be interbred, producing viable offspring. Wolf-dog hybrids are interesting and intelligent animals. Hybrids tend to be relatively gentle when young, but as they mature, they increasingly resemble wolves in their behavior. For many years, humans have selectively bred dogs, producing a number of varieties or breeds. Selective breeding, or inbreeding, that created hundreds of modern dog breeds has put purebred dogs at risk for a number of health problems affecting body, physiology, and behavior. The genes responsible for many diseases are recessive. Thus, selective inbreeding increases the odds of these genes combining and producing negative effects. Such effects include autoimmune, blood, neurological, behavioral, and sensory disorders. Hearing loss is common in certain breeds such as Dalmatians. Can you identify the following breeds? Agility training provides an outlet for physical and mental energy. It helps to build the puppy's confidence and is helpful in developing self-control. Agility training strengthens the dog's natural instincts and will build greater trust and confidence in the dog. It is important to build a bond with your dog. Puppies have boundless playful energy and need some unstructured time to expend it. Dog parks and beaches provide wonderful opportunities for dogs to run and play untethered. At a dog beach, the animals can run, fetch, swim, and socialize with other dogs. Swimming is an excellent form of exercise for dogs, providing an aerobic workout that tones and strengthens muscles. Salt air contains negatively charged hydrogen ions, which more readily absorb oxygen. Breathing in these ions for a few hours can do wonders to reduce mucus, relieve sinus pressure, alleviate coughing, and asthma symptoms. Seawater restores tissues damaged by wounds or burns. It has been proven that dogs who exercise outdoors are 65% less likely to develop life-threatening diseases. The sun's rays promote the absorption of vitamin D, which is an essential nutrient for regulating phosphorus and calcium levels in the bones. In addition, the sun stimulates the production of serotonin, the feel-good hormone. It's a remedy for stress and strengthens the immune system. Play fighting is part of the routine and has its roots in the evolution of carnivores, as it established a dominance hierarchy within the pack from which the alpha animal was established. As seen here, however, it is pure, non-aggressive fun and games, and a great outlet for pent-up energy. While it is safe to take your dog for a swim in the sea, continued exposure to salt water combined with intense heat may result in coat and skin issues. Drinking salt water can cause an upset stomach and is very irritating. If the dog drinks a large amount of water, this can result in electrolyte imbalance. Symptoms include vomiting, diarrhea, trouble walking, muscular tremors, and seizures. Sand can be fairly dangerous for a dog to ingest. Sand impaction is a common issue. It is advisable not to overdo sun exposure to avoid heat stroke. Your dog should get a thorough rinse after a trip to the beach to remove any sand or salt that has built up in their fur, which could cause skin irritation. The official name for a dog show, conformation event, evaluates dogs by how closely they conform to their breed standard. Dogs are not being compared to each other. Dogs who compete in these events are looked upon as breeding stock and cannot be spayed or neutered. An exhibitor is the person showing the dog in the ring. This may be the dog's owner or a person hired to show the dog, an agent or handler. The judge's main considerations are conformation, overall appearance, temperament, and structure. The biggest dog show in the United States is the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show. The practice of breeding dogs for conformation showing has become a subject of intense debate. Some critics state that conformation shows lead to selecting of breeding dogs based solely upon appearance, which is seen by some as being detrimental to working qualities and at worst as promotion of eugenics. The shows have been criticized for encouraging breeding of traits that are harmful to the dogs. For example, the Pekingese dog who won at Britain's most prestigious dog show in 2003 had to be photographed while lying on an ice pack after winning the show because the dog could not breathe well enough to efficiently cool down his own overheated body. Breeding of selective traits reduces genetic diversity, which can create health problems that reduce the happiness and longevity of the dogs. In the United States, some working dog breed organizations, such as the American Border Collie Association and the Jack Russell Terrier Club of America, have put a considerable amount of effort in the fight to keep their breeds from being recognized by the AKC and some other kennel clubs, as they fear that introduction of their breeds to the show ring will lead to decreasing numbers of working dogs with adequate qualities. The BBC televised a documentary film titled Pedigree Dogs Exposed, which investigated the subject of health issues affecting pedigree dogs in the United Kingdom, with a particular emphasis on dogs bred for showing. The program provoked an unprecedented response from both the public and the dog breeding community, with widespread criticism directed at the Kennel Club. In response to the program, the Kennel Club in the UK announced a review of all breed standards with the long-term goal being to eradicate hereditary health concerns. Most notably, they will impose a ban on breeding between dogs that are closely related and will impose greater monitoring to prevent unhealthy dogs from being entered for and winning awards at dog shows. Dogs, like humans, require good health care. Adult dogs should have a complete veterinary examination at least once a year. Puppies need veterinary visits more frequently. Geriatric dogs, older than 7 to 8 years, should see their veterinarian twice a year or more frequently as needed. Some issues that may need attention include medications, vaccinations, parasite control, dental care, grooming, spaying, neutering, and injuries. We celebrate our dogs on magazine covers. And there have been numerous classic books written for dog lovers of all ages. Not only are sports and competitions fun for both you and your dog, but these activities can also be great sources of mental and physical stimulation for your animal. All dogs need a form of exercise, but some breeds need far more than others. Enrolling them in a dog sport is a great way to burn off extra energy. Also, the intelligence of some breeds makes them ideally suited for obedience or other competitions. Dogs possess over 100 million olfactory receptors in their noses, compared to about 6 million in humans. The part of the brain that analyzes smells is about 40 times greater in size than that of humans. A detection dog is trained to identify and alert its handler to the presence of very specific odors. These dogs can detect cadavers, explosives, accelerants, narcotics, and diseases such as various cancers, conditions such as oncoming seizures and hypoglycemia, COVID infections, and many other situations. The first systematic attempt to train dogs to aid blind people was around 1780 in Paris. Guide dogs can bring a great sense of independence to their handlers. The most popular breed of guide dog is a Labrador. The AKC currently recognizes 30 herding breeds. The most famous and popular of all herding breeds, the smart, friendly, and extremely energetic Border Collie, is the epitome of herding dogs. These dogs are among the most intelligent in the world and can be trained to learn unique tricks and commands, numbering into the hundreds and even thousands. It is profoundly moving to see how dogs have the ability to help calm and soothe agitated individuals while lifting the spirits of those who are sad and lonely. In 1942, a private organization, Dogs for Defense, was established to recruit the public's dogs for the U.S. military's war dog program, known as the Canine Corps. By the war's end, some 18,000 to 20,000 dogs had been procured. Today, a fully trained bomb detection canine is worth over $150,000. Many books have been written about this subject. Perhaps the most popular discipline of the police dog is suspect apprehension. Police dogs are trained to bite dangerous suspects and hold them hostage. In many situations, they are the first ones to put their lives on the line and go in against an armed suspect to protect their human partners. Most apprehension dogs are herding breeds, such as German Shepherd dogs. For hundreds of years, herding breeds have been bred to have the physical strength and intelligence needed to work with their owners to herd livestock, qualities they also need to restrain a dangerous person. That said, they must be stable dogs with the ability to know when someone is a threat and to act solely on the command of their handlers. Sadly, more than half of the dogs that enter animal shelters are euthanized. Only about 15% of dogs in shelters are reunited with their owners. About 25% of dogs in animal shelters are adopted. Each year, over 390,000 dogs are euthanized. Happily, most dogs live their lives as faithful and affectionate family members. Home is where the dog runs to greet you. It is rewarding beyond words to rescue a dog from a shelter and have that dog become a member of your family. Having experienced the pleasure of many wonderful canine companions over the years, I regard them as a very important component of my life. They all had different personalities and energy levels, but had in common an unflagging affection and obedience. Unfortunately, dogs have a relatively short lifespan, and it is very difficult to part with them when the time comes. However, they all leave you with wonderful and irreplaceable memories.